Clipped from behind by Maria Fernando Contreras. Raquel Rodriguez, two players standing over it. Rodriguez with 3 goals in the tournament so far. We'll take a lot of those set pieces. And Rodriguez fires from distance, but blasts it into the wall. So go bouncing towards the end line and out for the goal kick. Let's see, our linesman, I believe, has changed the call. And Maria Paula Salas was perplexed. She said, wait a minute, I took a deflection, that has to be a corner. So our linesperson on the far side changes the call. Will be the game's first corner instead. Catherine Alvarado, the captain, will deliver. Alvarado, low line drive, volleyed, and played away once again for another corner kick from the same side. Alvarado, once again, to provide the service. Towards the penalty spot this time, and a foul committed against Costa Rica, or by Costa Rica against Guatemala, and it'll be a free kick coming out of the box. Costa Rica, as you can see, is a team that likes to apply the high press, and they often win the ball back because of that in dangerous areas, and they give themselves short fields and quick opportunities to score once they win the ball back. Good turn here from Raquel Rodriguez. Martinez pleading the case here, but it's going to be a foul against Guatemala and another free kick for the Costa Ricans. The referee calls the 2 players involved, Vita Polanco and Raquel Rodriguez, together here to hash it out. Polanco pulled the jersey first, and then Rodriguez to shove, but it was the Guatemala player who was whistled for the initial infraction. That's what's called here, and that's why we have the free kick. Too far out to really go for goal here. See what kind of creativity that Alvarado can conjure up. So just go short with it. Benavides playing it out wide. Del Campo trying to go 1v1, and she commits the foul after losing possession. Technical foul, but frustration as well as she grabbed Kellen Mahan. 10 minutes gone by, and still looking for our first goal here in this game that will decide who moves on to the CONCACAF Women's Championship from Group C in these women's qualifiers. 29 nations altogether taking part in the qualifiers. 6 group stage winners joining the U.S. and Canada in the 8-team Women's Championship later this fall. Championship in November not only will serve as the qualifier from this region for the World Cup next summer, but also the Olympics the following summer in Los Angeles. Costa Rica hoping to make sure they are there, but losing the ball in the final third here. Guatemala trying to play on the counter. That's a good ball into the channel on that left-hand side. Now trying to get white shirts into the box. Cutting it back. Martinez! What a save! Volleyed high in the air on the deflection by Villalobos. So Lara, terrific stop, and this one fired past her on that far side. But I tell you what, Daniela Solera has made 2 really good saves for Costa Rica to keep this at a 0-0 scoreline. And Martinez doing good work here, cutting it back in. Look at this move that she makes. Unleashes the shot. And the one-hand palm. First dozen minutes, 2 really good stops. Top keeper so far in this tournament. In terms of the number of overall saves, both Costa Rica and Guatemala only allowing 1 goal through 3 games each. Costa Rica was during a 2-1 win over Grenada in their opening game. Same goes for Guatemala in their opening game, this time beating Bermuda 4-1. Foul here with Sheikha Scott taken down. It's still down here, so Samantha Lopez ruled for the infraction. Physical start by the Guatemalan side, using that physicality to try and slow down this very quick and talented Costa Rican team. Goes in sliding hard. He says, I got the ball, but also got too much of the player. Cayman Islands. Same story for Guatemala, just in a different order. First Bermuda, then Grenada, and finally the Caymans as well. And there's a long-range shot from just inside the box, and a thunderbolt for Costa Rica as they score the opener with Gloriana Virabolos. First really good chance on goal, and they capitalize. A terrific, well-struck shot from just inside the top of the 18. Goal number 32 in the 4 games for Costa Rica. Off the free kick, it was punched out. A miscue on the header, and then the volley is just hammered into that upper far corner. Mariana Villalobos with the first goal of the game here. You can see the difference between the two sides in that Guatemala has had a couple of chances, unable to convert. Costa Rica, their first really good opportunity in front of goal, and they convert convincingly. And a yellow card to the coach for Guatemala. Mayo, just insistent with our referee and her assistant coming over and just letting the referee have it here. So Ekaterina Goreleva not having any of it. Quick to the card. First yellow of the match goes to the bench and not a player on the pitch. Costa Rica up 1-0. And the mountain gets bigger for Guatemala. Again, they need a win. Draw will suffice for Costa Rica to see them through. Promising start for Guatemala, and they have had some chances, so the opportunities have been there, but it's a tough goal to give up inside the first quarter hour to a team in Costa Rica that is going to be difficult to keep off the scoreboard on a consistent basis here tonight. Again, that's the 32nd goal in just 4 games, so you know more are going to be coming. How do you play that tight defense and also do what you need to do at the other end as well to get the result offensively? Another foul for Guatemala. They are piling up. Aisha Solorzano called here. The goal scorer with 5 in the tournament for the team. Now another opportunity for Costa Rica. This is a display of their speed and ability to go over the top like I was talking about earlier, just how quickly they can get upfield and in scoring position. Rodriguez is going to have to chase this one down, and after an errant pass, Guatemala wins it back. Then they concede possession with the quick pressure applied by Costa Rica. Alvarez down the flank. Just too much pace from Valeria Del Campo back defending. attempted cross, blocked out for another throw. So Lozano played back out, and they will do it once more. Costa Rica on the break. And almost a full breakaway. So quick, so dangerous. All of a sudden they win possession, really on any part of the field, and they can be off to the races. All of a sudden, they turn a defensive posture into a goal-scoring opportunity just like that. Rodriguez will be the last to touch it here. Throw in once again for Guatemala. Now, traditionally, these have been two of Central America's top teams, along with Panama. Those three have been the strongest over the years here on the women's side in Central America, so no surprise that they would be meeting both undefeated here on this final night of the women's qualifiers in CONCACAF to see who moves on to the championship in November. Both scoring a lot of goals, not conceding many. The big difference is Costa Rica has just scored more. Their scorelines in the first three games: 2-1 over Grenada, 8-0 over Bermuda, and a big 21-0 victory over the Cayman Islands. While for Guatemala, 4-1 over Bermuda, 6-0 over Grenada, and 13-0 over the Caymans. Player for Costa Rica down here. Again, Guatemala, you can decipher the strategy, just be as physical as possible with these Costa Rican players here. There's Raquel Rodriguez, took the errant elbow. Oh, check that. In fact, it's Gloriana Villalobos who has the goal here. First yellow on a Guatemalan player as well. Monterroso going in the book, along with her coach. 2 yellows on the team here in the 20th minute. Guatemala may feel that that's their best opportunity, trying to rough up the Costa Ricans, slow them down, slow the game down, don't use their pace and acceleration to beat them. They can kind of make it a slow slugfest. Feel they have a better opportunity. So far, that's what they're doing. 2 yellows and a lot of fouls from the players in white. Now, going back over the last 5 years, these teams have met 5 times. Costa Rica has the better record in their series with 3 wins, 1 loss, and 1 draw. Scored 13 goals and just conceded 4 coming into this game here tonight against this Guatemalan side. That's a good turn. And Chinchilla. Long shot well over the bar. First good look at Priscilla Chinchilla, who has been the star of the tournament. Tied for the most goals in the competition with 11. She has been absolutely sensational. Now has 17 goals in the history of these qualifiers and has become the first Costa Rican player to score 7 goals in a single match in the tournament, which is what she did in that win over the Cayman Islands in their last game here, 21-0. And some poetic connection to that goal as well, as you see the most recent opportunity for Costa Rica that was also off the mark. Her 7th goal in the win over the Cayman Islands, which has given her 17 in the history of the tournament. And that 7th goal represented the 200th goal scored by the Costa Rica national team in the history of this competition. So a lot of history being made by both Chinchilla as a player and Costa Rica as a nation here in these women's qualifiers. Corner kick, third of the match, first from the side for the Costa Ricans coming up. Fabiola Villalobos has been difficult to handle on that left-hand side for Costa Rica. Referee not happy with the alignment. So we'll get that squared away before the quarter. Back post, and it's headed just wide. Good delivery. But in the end, Maria Paula-Salas just couldn't quite get up high enough. She was open for the header, but needed a few more vertical inches to guide that one on goal. Just over the midway point of this first half. Costa Rica leading Guatemala by a 1-0 score. Goal coming from Gloriana Villalobos. Costa Rica sense not only the momentum that they have, but the confidence that they're going to be able to see this one through and make it on their way to the CONCACAF Women's Championship this coming November. All they need is a draw here tonight, and they have this lead in the first half. Guatemala looking for the equalizer here, trying to get things organized. A couple of Costa Rica players go down. Might be the opportunity that they're looking for, and they're going to get it with a free kick. So, it's the first dangerous set piece that they have had in the Costa Rican final third. Now, basically a Costa Rica sandwich there on Andrea Alvarez. Has 4 goals for Guatemala. So what can they do with the set piece? So far, Solera in goal for Costa Rica has been sensational. A couple of really good saves. Hard to do when you're not getting a lot of work and touches either. That's going to be a chip. Dead. Solera once again guides it over the bar. Terrific shot and a sensational save. Boy, she has been on the money here tonight. It's a really well-placed shot. It was headed towards the upper corner. Solera read it well from the jump. And able to jump high enough to punch it away. It remains 1-0 in favor of Costa Rica here in Group C. Corner kick, though, will be the first of the game for Guatemala. Elizabeth Estrada. Estrada with the line drive. It's volleyed out. She'll get it back. Estrada line makes it up. Goes far corner, and Solera comes away with the touch and another deflection out for a corner on the far side. But there was a Guatemala player racing towards that far post for a header. So wise move by Solera to come out. Off her line. And gets enough to just tip it by Contreras, who was the player there racing in. So this time, Estrada on that far side. right-hand swinger, and once more, Daniela Solera slaps it away. Two really good corners. Some inviting opportunities, but the keeper for Costa Rica has been a difference maker here in this first half. And yet another corner kick coming up. Los Chupinas, as Guatemala is known. First started playing together as a team back in 1998. They've made 4 appearances in the CONCACAF Women's Championship. Best place was 4th. They did that back in 1998, but yet to finish on the podium. Back post header, and just wide. A chance for Solero to come out on that one. And the player left totally unmarked for Guatemala at that far post. That's a mistake defensively by Costa Rica. Samantha Lopez was just too far out to get much juice behind that header. Couldn't put it on frame either. Now a chance the other way. Chinchilla lays it off. Villalobos now for Chinchilla, who plays it across, and the flag is up for offsides. First offsides of the match. Just about by a step. th minute here, San Jose, Costa Rica from the INS Stadium. Transition moment for Costa Rica, but Guatemala snuffs it out. This is Alvarez trying to go 1v1. It's good defense. Alvarez trying to win it back, and he's going to commit the foul. Ana Martinez of Costa Rica basically throwing her arms up to make sure that the referee saw the action. Costa Rica resetting with a quarter of an hour left to go. Opening frame from San Jose. So far, a lot of the best chances for Costa Rica have either come with quick transitions and playing on the counter, or mistakes from Guatemala. Costa Rica has been able to win the ball with their press high up the pitch and be in a position to try and score right away. That's exactly how they got the game's only goal so far, through Gloriana Villalobos in the 13th minute. Give away Guatemala in their own area. And a volley on a one-timer from Villalobos to make it 1-0. It's a clever touch. Andrea Alvarez, again looking for someone back post, and that time nobody there. As well to avoid the slide tackle. in their most recent encounter, these two teams played back in 2025 in the Central American Games. Costa Rica came out on top after they drew 0-0 in regulation, but Costa Rica won 5-4 in penalties and wound up winning the gold medal as well. Long free kick in, headed out, and volleyed away. And now Guatemala attacking down that left-hand side where they've had their most success, but the attempt to provide service into the middle is volleyed away. They'll turn here with Mayan. Tries to get to that end line. It's cleared out for a throw-in. Work defensively. Gabriela Guillen. Throw in here. Estrada plays it over the top. Solera, not wasting any time, punching it downfield. This is Chinchilla getting a hold of it and then being taken down. The referee says no, play on. No foul, and that one will be a foul. It's the second one instead. Now Costa Rica has 37 all-time wins in the history of these qualifiers. They've won 3 here at home over the course of the last week. They're just a dominant nation when playing most of these other CONCACAF squads. Of course, the U.S. and Canada not included in the qualifiers. They are already through to the championship in November. Costa Rica, over the years, as I mentioned earlier, they, along with Guatemala and Panama, as Guatemala is going to get a free kick. But Costa Rica, Panama, and Guatemala have been 3 of the big ones in Central America, but Costa Rica seems to be just a cut above the other 2. And it's a foul on the goal scored via Lobo. She says, hey, I got the ball, but still cut into the player too in order to do it. Elizabeth Estrada plays Cali soccer at LaSalle in Philadelphia in the U.S. Designated set piece taker. Solera knocks it down, picks it up. She likes to distribute quickly. So much speed up top. They can play those long balls and just let their forwards run them down. Oh, wow. This is a straight red card on the coach. A straight red on Lindsay Tejas for Costa Rica. And we're going to get another look here. Tejas is going off. Check that, I did say Tejas. It is Calamaya for Guatemala. So the manager, Calamaya, who's the player, is the coach going off here, sent out, so he'll have to exit. Let's see again what happened. Oh, she kicked it away from the Costa Rican player. Now, you might argue that that is definitely a card, but maybe a yellow instead of a red. Especially given the in the game where we are right now, inside the final 10 minutes of the first half, not at the end of the game. I feel like she was kicking it away from him. Went to merit a straight red card. It's interesting. By the letter of the law, yeah, it is a red, but many times officials will take some of those indiscretions from the bench and be rather charitable in terms of their adjudicating of those. This is going to be a free kick for Costa Rica. Testy play here. Oh, it's clearly a foul. She thought she was hit the first time, so Andrea Alvarez going back at her. Guatemala throwing their weight around here. They need to find a way to score some goals. They need at least 2 at this point, because they have to win in order to advance to the championship in November. A draw favors Costa Rica. Free kick. The Yellows just hanging on. Guatemala looking for an opening. Trying to give it go. Free kick for Costa Rica here in the 40th minute. Costa Rica, over the last 2 years, has only lost to Canada, Mexico, and Brazil. 3 really good nations. Have not lost to Guatemala or any other Central American CONCACAF teams in that time, or South American teams at the top of it. Here's a chance to build on the lead. Defending the Guatemalans, keep it alive. Oh, it's cut back very nicely. And from the far post, it hits the side netting. Really good chance from Sheikha Scott. She looked for her 5th goal of the tournament. It was well done by Ian to cut it back first time. So now with the corner kick, it's going to be Catherine Alvarado. Makes it all the way through. Anna Martinez swings it back in. It's scooped up by Isabella Andrino. Now you have the assistant coach, Jesus Pedon, taking over for Guatemala with their manager, Carla Maya, sent off because of a red card. So he's managing the touchline now. It's been a tough first half for Guatemala, with all of the fouls. physical period as well. Drawing a lot of whistles. And it's interesting. They've had 2 cards issued to their bench. First, a yellow for one of the assistant coaches, and then the red for the head coach. Certainly not the way they saw this one unfolding, but that being said, still only down 1. They need 2 because they need a win, but still very much within reach. Have created some chances. They've had some opportunities, but it's been Daniela Solera, the keeper for Costa Rica, who has been terrific and maintained this clean sheet. Chinchilla cutting it back. Plays it square. For space. Verado loses possession. Guatemala with an opportunity to play in transition. They're going to go direct, but too far, too fast. Solera has it. Change of fields, diagonal ball for Benavides. Looking for Scott. And it's a goal kick. 90 seconds left to go, plus stoppage time here in the first half. Too far out of the reach of Alvarez. 45th minute. We'll see what's added. Good win by Guatemala in the middle of the field, and they'll get a free kick now. Into stoppage time. Players collide. It's going to be a foul in Guatemala. Good defending by Ana Martinez. She's been really solid. The captain, defensively, probably their best player on that back line. Costa Rica looking for perhaps one more opportunity here before the end of this first half. trying to hit on the counter here. 4 players rushing forward, with a lot of red shirts getting back as well. Overlapping run, and the pass from Villalobos. This is its intended target, and that will take us to the end of the first half. So the only goal in the opening 45, Gloriana Villalobos, in the 13th minute. Guatemala has had their head coach, Carla Mea, sent out with a red card, and with 1 half left to go here in San Jose, Costa Rica, at the INS Estadio, it is Costa Rica 1 and Guatemala 0. As we take a look back now at the highlights from the first half of play in this final game in C, here in these CONCACAF Women's qualifiers, Guatemala with a tough challenge going up against this very high-powered Costa Rica side. But interesting, and it would be a mistake here right off the jump that would allow Guatemala the first real opportunity of the game, for which they would hit the outside of the post. I mean, that 1-0 inside the first 15 seconds. So Costa Rica escapes the early mistake. Had another good opportunity here. The first of several good saves by Daniela Solera in goal for Costa Rica here in this first half. She was sensational, making a ton of good stops. That one there from distance. And she was making saves from every angle. Martinez testing her. And then the goal for Costa Rica coming right here after the giveaway. Midfielder Gloriana Villalobos in the 13th minute. There's a full football with Saprissa. Steps right into that volley that she hammers into the corner. Back of the net. Just a terrifically measured hammered shot. Only goal of the opening 35 minutes. Alpha quarter had a good opportunity here. Yet had her back post. Couldn't quite get up high enough for it. Guatemala, terrific free kick here, but again, like I said, Solera just so good in that first half. Red card to the manager later in that first half. Carla Mea for kicking the ball away from the Costa Rican player. It was the second card issued to the bench. First a yellow to an assistant, then a red to the head coach. It got worse and worse. Guatemala still in this one, only down 1-0 at the break. First half stats, Costa Rica shooting. at the INS Estadio, the first modern sports venue in Central America, capital of San Jose, Costa Rica. Following what's at stake in the second half, we have 45 minutes to get these two goals without conceding. They went to second half is underway for the INS Estadio in Costa Rica, with the home side leading 1-0 on the first half goal from Oriana Lobos. And Costa Rica in the driver's seat right now to win Group C here in these CONCACAF Women's Qualifiers and book a spot at the Women's Championship in November. Whoever wins this game moves on to the CONCACAF Women's Championship. Costa Rica can also qualify with a draw. Guatemala needs a win, even though both teams are unbeaten. Through Group C, Guatemala is trailing Costa Rica with goal difference. So right now, that's the separator between the two, each with 3-0 records. In this final game, Costa Rica has a significant 8-goal differential. So Guatemala needs a win, Costa Rica just a draw. Costa Rica, in the last 5 years, 4 wins, 1 loss, and 1 draw. Next to Guatemala. Free kick here for the Costa Ricans near midfield. Costa Rica with the most goals of any team in the tournament, now 32, the second most shots. They have been just bombarding the opponent's goals, winning their most recent game over the Cayman Islands 21-0 to tie a record for the competition with Haiti and Canada. Most goals in margin of victory in that game. Here's Guatemala on the front foot here. Trying to start out brightly like they did in the first half, where they created a few chances where the shot from distance is blocked. Costa Rica will concede the throw. Harmlessly across the end line as it's played through the box untouched. And that is the player who's been a difference maker. There is the coach, Ziteles, for Costa Rica. Her counterpart, Carla Mea, the head coach for Guatemala, was sent off. Remember, she was red carded back in the first half because the ball that had come out of bounds, a Costa Rica player was going for it, and she just kicked it away from her. So she got the red card. She is out. And Jesus Padron, the assistant coach, has taken over on the touchline, leading Guatemala the rest of the way. And now here's a bad kick away by Guatemala. This is going to allow a scoring opportunity for Costa Rica here. And it's going to be a free kick and should be a card. It will be a yellow. Shika Scott taken down by Kaylin Mayan. Scott bouncing on the turnover. Beat her one-on-one, and she knew exactly what to do. Her only option was to foul. So Mayan is the third card issued to this Guatemala team tonight. Long-range effort, and a huge save by Isabella Ambrino. Her best of the night by far. Boy, well struck with a lot of pace from well outside the box. Rodriguez just hammering. That was very much on frame. Required an equally good save to keep it out. Feeling that even though it's a very difficult hurdle to overcome for Guatemala to get the victory, another goal for Costa Rica would really put it out of reach. As it stands now, Guatemala needs at least 2. Corner. He comes out. Costa Rica goes up 2-0. To score 3 in 1/2 would be a lot to ask for Guatemala. They're asking something of their forwards here. Patience. Again, trying to strike quickly. Sometimes you get a little impatient. You know, there's pace coming back defensively. Costa Rica is so good at getting bodies behind the ball and recovering on the defensive end that you try to create something maybe a little quicker than what the situation is allowing for. That's a giveaway by Costa Rica. Somewhat sloppy a few times. Costa Rica with some giveaways. We haven't been hurt by it as of yet. Long-range effort. Again, that's too easy for them. Said earlier, she was the best player by far in the first half, making several good saves. And a big reason why it's still 1-0 in favor of the team in red. Follow-up free kick for Guatemala. Best result ever for Guatemala has been a bronze medal at the Central American Games. I mentioned earlier that they have made 4 appearances in the CONCACAF Women's Championship, with the best finish being 4th in 1998. Trying to get back to that championship with a win here tonight. Los Chipinas. Switch fields and try it from the far side. Most of their success comes from the down the left line. Had a step on her in the race for her. See it here. That's the run. Pass in the middle. And on a rebound, she scores. Able to goal. Step off sides like there. Break the Guatemala here. And able to do so to this point. Again, 29 nations taking part in these CONCACAF qualifiers. This is the last night of the tournament. 6 groups all together. Winners join the U.S. and Canada. 18 CONCACAF Women's Championship in November. 18 competition. Representative to the Olympic Games summer later in 2028 in Los Angeles. Really good first touch from Chinchilla there. That speed, breaking free. Lopez, though, does just enough to get back defensively. And Rita keeping it out to prevent the corner. Serving it up, clipped in, and headed clear. And Guatemala will have to reset deep in their own end. It's a good turn by Contreras. Costa Rica has been on the mark and ready defensively all game long. Free kick now for the Costa Ricans. Now, granted, that Guatemala is much tougher competition than they have faced so far. Still somewhat surprising, Costa Rica has not found a second, considering their propensity to score in volumes, in bunches here this week. Most goals in the tournament with 32. They're held to just 1 so far this evening. Guatemala really can't afford to concede another. Now the break. It's a good pivot, good turn down the line. Guatemala looking for the equalizer here. Navigating into the box, they'll play it back out, and from the top of the 18, the shot is saved right into the arms of Solera. It was the first really good sequence of touches, of build-up play, of moving the ball up the field for Guatemala, resulting in this shot. Probably not the best one they could have taken. Maria Fernando Contreras from outside the box. We're probably looking for something a little more high percentage, but still, that was well executed in orchestrating that chance that started from the back. And a substitution now, the second of the second half for Guatemala. It's going to be Saviana Gomez, who is going to come in for Kellen Mayen. Fresh legs and more forwards. That's good control. Now bursting down that left-hand side. Martinez tries to play it across. Now out wide from Contreras. It's a good step defensively. And it results in a Guatemala foul. Andrea Alvarez, a little frustrated for Guatemala. For Costa Rica, they are trying to make their 9th ever appearance at the CONCACAF Women's Championship and getting closer by the minute. 2015. And even though they've never won a World Cup game, they're looking to get back there, and they would be able to do that through the Women's Championship in November. That is their pathway to Brazil in 2027. Player down for Costa Rica, right in the midfield stripe, but play continues. Not a head injury, so our referee lets them continue play. And that is going to go out for a goal kick. Now back to the player, Maria Paula Salas, who is slow to get up. Took a while. Seems somewhat annoyed that play wasn't stopped here. Who's going to come on as the first sub of the game for Costa Rica. And I'll take care of Salas. She's going to come out. So we won't have to worry about that left leg anymore tonight. 3 substitutions altogether between the two teams. And here's an opportunity for Scott trying to break in. Gets it to her right foot. It's deflected, and it goes right over the top of Andrino and in for the second goal of the game for Costa Rica. A goal in each half, and Costa Rica putting 1 foot into the Women's Championship coming up this fall. Kind of got a break with the deflection. Well, let's have another look at how it unfolded. Playing long from the back. Scott, good control here. Gets to the inside of her defender. And then with 3 defenders converging, cuts it back once again. And off that quick deflection, just loops up and over the keeper, who is just out of the goal. This is just terrific work here. You see the 3 white shirts gathering around her. She cuts it back to her right, then it goes off the leg and over and in. So, Sheikha Scott with her 5th goal of this tournament. That matches the most goals for any player of Guatemala. 2nd most goals for Costa Rica behind Chinchilla in the tournament. Now with Gloriana Villalobos' goal in the first half. Sheikha Scott's tally in the second. It's now 2-0 in favor of Costa Rica. Guatemala trying to get back to it quickly here. That's going to be a goal kick. As now Guatemala will need at least 3. They need the win to advance. Costa Rica, nation is growing in soccer popularity on the women's side. In fact, they will co-host the Women's World Cup alongside the U.S., Mexico, and Jamaica in 2031. That's just 2 World Cups away. Player down here. This is really an ugly looking scene here. It's going to be a card. Samantha Lopez. Again, the physical nature of this game continues from the Guatemala side of things. It's been part and parcel of their strategy all game long. Left elbow to the head. Gloriana Villalobos, who got the first goal of the game, and that drew the reaction from other players. Now, with the elbow to the head, you could say that maybe that's worthy of a red card, but when you see it, it looks like Villalobos was kind of going to the ground, trying to slide that ball back into play to save it. And because of that, when Lopez comes across her body, it appears to accidentally clip her on the head instead, but not intentionally going for the head initially, which is Villalobos going to the ground and Lobos maintaining her plane and coming across her that results in the head contact. Otherwise, an elbow to the head like that would probably, in other circumstances, draw a straight red card. So now it's a free kick for Costa Rica. It'll be served in and going for goal. Andrino having to back up, but she's there. Well, there's a shot of the head coach for Guatemala, Carla Mea, who's up in the stands and on the phone, no doubt, I guess, trying to relay information to Jesus Padron, the assistant coach who's taken over after Mea was shown a red card back in the first half. It's a red card because as the ball came out and along the sideline there, she kicked it away from a Costa Rica player who was going up to pick it up for a throw-in. She got a straight red card. She's up into the stands. It's interesting. Sometimes they'll make the managers actually leave the stadium, or at least not be in proximity with the team like that. And now, the goal kick as the shot from Costa Rica misses wide to the near side. Gilbertson just off the bench as the first sub Costa Rica in the second half with her first shot on target. As the ball skips by Solorzano, she tried to recover and it kind of forced a wide angle shot. And the off-target miss by Gilbertson. And another substitution for Guatemala. It's Kia Edwards who comes on. She replaces Maria Fernando Contreras. Third sub for Guatemala. Trying to get a shot away. It's looped in, and it's headed through. But the flag was up for offsides. It did indeed look offsides from the first glance. Let's see again. not a step or so. We're just so close. And the evening just getting worse for the head coach here. Can't do much from up there in the stands. And Cotto is now going to come on. She replaces Gabriela Guillen. So Maria Paula Cotto, second sub for Costa Rica. You're in the 70th minute. Guatemala just looking to get something going here. A lot of space in the middle of the pitch. Some tired legs now for Guatemala. They open up some additional chances for the Costa Rican side as they look to attack and keep applying the pressure. Gilbertson lays it off, makes the run, but it's out for a throw-in. Players slowly getting up for Guatemala here. Aisha Solorzano. Delay the throw somewhat. It's kind of awkward stretching for that ball as well. If Guatemala is going to do anything, it's going to be quickly. We're inside the final 20 minutes. They need at least 3 goals without conceding another. Costa Rica very content with where they are right now. Long ball up the right-hand side. Played on the first touch, volleyed out, and the shot just rainbowed in on the keeper, Solera. Daniela Solera, so good with several key saves in the first half, hasn't been nearly as busy here in this second half. Very comfortable period of play for the keeper, as well as the entire Costa Rican team that will have a free kick at midfield. A quiet night for Priscilla Chinchilla for Costa Rica. Again, after 7 goals in the most recent victory over the Cayman Islands. Tied for the most goals in the tournament with 11. She's been limited in her chances so far in this game. Player for Guatemala now with cramps on that far side. Just have not needed Chinchilla so far this evening. Some more subs coming up for Guatemala. They've already used 3. Costa Rica has used 2 to this point. Costa Rica looking to go unbeaten in Group C and run the table with 4 wins and no losses, while conceding just 1 goal along the way. 3 consecutive shutouts to finish things off as they try to secure their spot in the CONCACAF Women's Championship this fall. 1v1. As Guatemala look to get the cross in, but just rolled right in on Solera. Get an angle like that with some space, you got to do better. Got to find a way to get service to your teammate. Fabiola. Polanco certainly like to have that one back.
Su atención, por favor, les informamos que la asistencia para el partido de esta noche es de 2.722 personas.
Combination give and go, too heavy on the pass. Costa Rica with a lot of players back defending now, knowing that this game feels pretty secure. But an opportunity for more. 2 players break it in, but the flag is up for offsides. Didn't wait for that one. As Chinchilla broke through, but quickly flagged by the official on the near side. And Chinchilla in her offsides position. Would not have taken much for her to step back and reclaim an onside spot. Looking to break through quickly, drawing the flag. Now a transition moment. And a free kick. Inside the final quarter hour.
Costa Rica, Guatemala.
Now there's assistant coach Jesus Padron, who's had to take over running the team here after Carlamea, the head coach, was red carded in the first half. She's been out for most of this game, up in the stands now. Phone in her hand, so trying to communicate with the bench, no doubt. Overlapping run. Ball is partially knocked away. Allowing Costa Rica to play up that left-hand side. They're going to throw it. Substitution coming up. In fact, 2 of them. Be on the Costa Rican side with Priscilla Rodriguez and Alexandra Pinel coming on. Loriana Villalobos, who stands to have the game-winning goal back in the first half. She will exit. This was her goal. What a terrific one it was. Just walking into it and on the volley. It's thundering it home. Drilling it. So one Rodriguez replaces another. Priscilla for Raquel. Raquel, by the way, with 24 goals here all-time in the qualifiers. She is the all-time leading scorer for this Costa Rican national team in this tournament. Had a hat trick in their last game over the Cayman Islands. Her second ever hat trick here in the qualifiers. And Gilbertson is in. Andrino makes the save on the rebound. It's cleared away from the line, then bounced in and headed clear. That is two terrific saves by the defender inside the 6-yard box. Outstanding play. Samantha Lopez. Just watch this again. First Gilbertson with Andrino coming out. So Andrino makes the save, but then she's out of the 6. So Lopez has to make this stop with the left foot here, then get back up and head it away. Those were two shots going in. Two shots for a third goal that would have sealed this one most definitely. Playing keeper without her hands there. Two terrific stops, and it stays 2-0 with 10 minutes left to go and a Costa Rican player down. So the end result here is a corner kick. It's Gilbertson being taken off. Some blood coming from her forehead. Came on earlier as a second half substitute. Hit high in the air over the top of everyone. Race for it down the sideline. A throw in for Guatemala. Substitution. Two of them coming up for Guatemala. As time winds down, Leslie Ramirez and also Yasmin Castellanos will be the two players entering the game. Have some offensive skill, and they need it now. It is now or never for Guatemala. Cross comes in, but too often those have been too easy for Solera. It's not dangerous enough in the service from either side tonight for Guatemala to make a big dent. See the offsides here. The run. Couldn't be more clear. You don't often see an offsides by that far of a margin. Solera. Blasted forward. Quick one-touch football. Doesn't produce anything for Guatemala. Chinchilla tries to play Scott in. No, Chinchilla just runs into the Guatemala player here. And that will allow Guatemala to play the advantage. Lopez will hammer it, but a giveaway. Five minutes plus stoppage time and left to go in San Jose, Costa Rica. The home side. Now just minutes away from locking down their spot in the Women's Championship later on this year. Leading 2-0, a goal in each of the two halves. Guatemala needs a win. Costa Rica just a draw. Villalobos in the first half, and then Scott here in the second frame. Costa Rica, because of goal difference with the tie, will get the spot from Group C. Trying to go undefeated through 4 games here in this tournament. And in emphatic fashion as well. Comes in and off the post, but the flag was up. That's what everybody from Costa Rica's back line thought initially, so they barely moved. So it hit the post, but they looked to count it anyway. For Costa Rica, they would go undefeated. Guatemala would have just 1 loss. Costa Rican side would book their 9th appearance in the Women's Championship. Chinchilla muscled off the ball at the other end. Over the last 5 years, this would make it 4 wins, 6 games. Guatemala, if they hang on. It's just 1 loss and 1 draw. Koto, who has come on as the second half sub, will have the throw in. Chinchilla is in, and Chinchilla scores. 3-0 Costa Rica. And Priscilla Chinchilla now has the most goals of anyone in the tournament with 12. Her 18th goal in the history of this competition. And it just about puts it away. Offsides on a few occasions here in the second half, and that time just enough, it appeared, to be onside as she received it. It's actually the player from Guatemala, too, who touched it, so that made a difference. Spins off the inside of the post. So quick to the ball. Shot reflecting off the keeper, then the post, and then in for Priscilla Chinchilla. That's 7 goals in their most recent game, and her first tonight becomes the 203rd goal in the history of this Costa Rican women's national team. They are on their way to the Women's Championship in November. Guatemala would need 4 goals here in order to advance. That's not going to happen. Costa Rica working on what would be their 3rd consecutive shutout here in this tournament. 4-0 record in Group C and securing their spot in the championship this November. Solera comes out to grab that here in the 90th minute. Combination play with Scott on the turn. 1v1. Sheikha Scott then loses it. Guatemala gives it right back. Just about up. Free kick, Costa Rica. Four minutes, we'll be at it. Sheikha Scott. Gilbertson. Scott again. Long range shot and a goal kick. Now Costa Rica will be one of the 6 group winners that will make up the field of the CONCACAF Women's Championship. It's an 8-team tournament. Each of the group winners from these qualifiers this week, and then the U.S. and Canada rounding out the field. They were automatically qualified already. They did not have to go through this. So it's the U.S., Canada, the 6 group winners, the 8-team tournament. That's coming up in November, and that will determine both the representative CONCACAF for the Women's World Cup next summer in Brazil and the Olympics in Los Angeles the year after that. Costa Rica hoping to get back to the World Cup. They first played there in the 2015 edition. They've never won a World Cup game. They certainly seem to have the talent to do so at this point. Pace, skill, depth, good defending, and a terrific keeper as well. Check a lot of boxes across the board. The top of the goal and a goal kick for Costa Rica. Just over the halfway mark of stoppage time. The goals tonight from Gloriana Villalobos, Priscilla Chinchilla, and Sheikha Scott. 2 of those coming here in the second half. Yellow card. Coming late on Chinchilla. One minute left to go. The team with the most goals in this tournament, Costa Rica, now 34. Poised for their 4th consecutive win. And 4 pretty demonstrative wins at that. Guatemala's best chances were in the first half. They couldn't get a breakthrough. Keeper Daniela Solera was really good for Costa Rica. Costa Ricans capitalized on their chances. And they have proven to clearly be the top team in Group C and one of the best in this event over the last week of play. Free kick here for Costa Rica could be the final play of the match. It is indeed the last play. In fact, they will get the free kick off. It is over in San Jose, here at the INS Estadio. It is Costa Rica beating Guatemala. They advance to the CONCACAF Women's Championship later this year. Final score, Costa Rica 3, Guatemala nothing, as Costa Rica wins Group.
Costa Rica ganar. Costa Rica ganar. Costa Rica ganar. Terminado. Costa Rica 3, Guatemala 0. Costa Rica ganar. Costa Rica ganar.